Hi, welcome to Healing Humanity. My name is Dina. I want to talk to you today about actually physically healing your body, healing your mind, um, more of that physical sense of true peace that you can actually feel, and you don't have to go to Bali to do it. I get a lot of videos about retreats and going to Bali and have trauma healing, things like that. And what I think is really important for people to know, and I want to share with you, is that you don't have to spend $1,000 or $10,000, even in some cases, to go to these places outside of your normal everyday living environment to be able to find that peace. Because once you come home, you're still going to be bombarded with all of the things that are stressful, and all of the things that you're not dealing with, or not dealing with properly, or are being thrown upon you. um, you have to learn in your environment. You have to heal in your environment, and you have to learn in your environment how to handle the situations that are around you, that are causing you the trauma, causing you the stress, causing the pain in your system, in your body. um, One of the things that I found was hands-on healing. I think that was the biggest thing for me. It brought God into my life. Of course, fear did too. Fear brought God into my life. I feared what was going to happen to me. I feared what might happen to my soul should something, should I die. And that began my journey, right? But hands-on healing actually took it to another level. It gave me a sense of peace, and it gave me a um, sense of joy in my heart that I can't explain. This hands-on healing is in the Bible, um, and you can call it whatever you like to call it. But truly, when you are laying your hands on someone and you have the intention of love and of peace and of joy and of good health and well-being, that is going to benefit that receiving person. Um, there are a lot of people that are very gifted in that, um, more so than others. We all come with gifts, so I would encourage you to rethink. Like, if you're really feeling a lot of trauma, a lot of anxiety, things that might not be going quite right for you, and you're not really sure where to begin, I really encourage you to seek out um, receiving hands-on healing. And it doesn't, maybe the first time it's awkward for you, like it was for me. The first time I was like, oh, I didn't even know what it was. I was just like, okay, I'm going because I need to relax. And I was thinking, well, maybe it's like a massage, right? It's not. Some people touch you, some people don't even touch you. They put, their hands above your body. They don't even lay their hands on you. Um, Both are completely fine. The energy transference is what matters, and the intent matters. If you have an intention like that of God, God will work through you. If you have an intention of ill will, then that will happen as well. So you have to be really careful who you choose. Make sure that somebody that has the same beliefs as you, the same, and watch them, see if they have the same mindset as you do, um, as far as religious beliefs are concerned. Because there are a lot of people out here that have very selfish desires right now, and more so than probably any other time that I've ever seen. And so I would just encourage you to be cautious, but seek out that healing. Seek out somebody to that that knows about hands-on healing, that can lay their hands upon your body or around your body. It can actually even be done over a computer, as long as the intent is there. You know, that the healing will occur, or could occur. I can't guarantee it, but it could occur. Um, Ultimately, it's always God's plan. That's why I can't guarantee anything. Um, but I can tell you that it worked for me. and it did amazing things in my life. And I'm hoping, in the future we'll see more amazing results from this kind of treatment. And it is a treatment. Um, it's something that they have used for centuries, thousands of years. It's something not only did they use in America, but they used in various different countries. So, and they're using it today, right? In Bali, in China, in Thailand. This is one of the foremost healing methods. And there's tons of information on how it actually has like dissipated tumors within bodies. It has um, it has allowed people to heal. It has allowed trauma to leave people's bodies. Um, you know, Usually when you're really stressed out, when you're feeling anxious or whatever, you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your neck, in your back. It's actually helped to relieve those things. Not just the first time. Sometimes it does, but you have to continue the process and allow the process to work through you. Allow God to work through you, because that's exactly what's happening. God will work through the person that is trying to help you, and and you know sometimes amazing results happen, but like I said, not always. And I want to clarify that, because we go into things and we think that it worked for somebody, and it will definitely work for me. Well, that's not necessarily the case, and the reason that is because God has a plan for every single one of us. And if God's plan had been for me to pass, I would not have had the amazing results that I had with hands-on healing. And He has a plan for everyone. So I think that we need to understand that if we don't see a result immediately, or over a course of several different um, meetings or appointments with someone, that there's a bigger reason why. Now, you might be able to get to the bottom of that bigger reason why. It may be something, that you're doing in your life. When you're called to release some of this excess baggage that you're carrying, mentally or physically, you have to actually change. You can't stay doing harmful things to your body or to your mind, or stay in harmful relationships. You have to change. And you have to be open to that change. You can't just think that you're going to go get a pill and all is going to be well. If that's what you want, go to the doctor. He can prescribe you a pill to make things better for you. But if you're looking for true healing, and if you're looking for true relief and release from whatever is binding you, whether it be spiritually, whether it be physically, whether it be mentally, hands-on healing is a way of helping you transform your life. It is not the end all be all. It's not that magic pill that will take care of it within a couple days. No, it takes several appointments. It takes several meetings. It takes conversation. It takes dedication from you to make sure that you make the changes that you need to make in order to see the results, not only instantaneously, but and keep the results over time. I'm thinking about, I guess, relationships. Like, if you have certain relationships in your life that are weighing you down or are difficult for you to deal with, those are some of the things that you have to change. You have to seek treatment to relieve your body of the stress and the tension with the hands-on healing, but you also have to be willing to make that transition, whether it be to reduce time spent with people that are that you're not interacting with well, or it means removing these people from your life, whether permanently or temporarily, until you're able to be strong enough to be able to move forward and to deal with that relationship, that dynamic, a little bit differently. And I hope that makes sense. But really, I would encourage you to try to move away from that quick fix, because that quick fix is sometimes not as healthy as you think it is. Do we need doctors? Absolutely. Yes, we do. Do we need hospitals? Yes, we do. There are things that only doctors and hospitals and medication can do for you that, hands-on healing and energetic healing cannot do for you. However, when it comes to, I come from a state where they believed, at the time that I was going through my my ordeal, my uh, cancerous, precancerous condition, my hospital had never, when I was growing up, used alternative methods at all. I mean, it was never even thought of, never even considered. It was a very straightforward hospital. It was nothing alternative. But when I was going through treatment, it just so happened that they started to open up to alternative treatments using scents to calm nerves and to heighten people's like to heighten their mood a little bit. They used uh, not herbs, but they definitely were willing to talk about herbs and more natural treatments. They would, suggest going to a naturopathic doctor where they would have never suggested that in the past. And then they also used hands-on healing. Um, and it was an amazing collaboration between the doctors and what I was doing with the hospital alternatively. So the doctors and the treatments for the hands-on healing they didn't collaborate together specifically, but through me, by utilizing the doctors and their medical systems and using what the hospital allowed for me to use through them, um, at no cost, mind you, uh, it 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 boosted my immune system. It actually, and there's studies on that where using hands-on healing can boost your immune system. It can boost your energy level. It can help you release, like I said, trauma and anxiety and burdens that you're carrying. And I'll tell you, the first time, I think I told this story once before, maybe a couple times, but the first time that I was there, I didn't know what it was. And I thought, well, this will be a great time. I'll have a massage and all will go well, right? Well, I was mistaken. The woman that gave me the hands-on healing, she didn't even touch me. She had her hands above my body, and she, you know, so the first time that's was odd to me. I thought this isn't. I'm not going to relax like this. Like this is crazy. But after I think it was a half an hour appointment or so, I did start to relax. I thought, okay, well, I'll come back. It's okay. It at least was quieting to my mind, right? And that's another thing. You have to learn how to quiet your mind, and that's something that a lot of people have a hard time with. I did. My mind was constantly on go, constantly thinking, constantly processing, constantly way overthinking situations, conversations, rerunning conversations, pre-planning conversations, planning future plans, whatever, anything you could think of. My mind was constantly going. But now I'm able to relax that. I'm able to stop it, and I'm able to take a break from all of that chaos that can go on in my mind. And if you're anything like me, you have those constant thoughts. So it's really important that we put those aside, that we take that Sabbath from the chaos in our mind, and allow that to happen, because that's what will help heal our bodies also, and it will keep us healthy. It'll keep us more in joy than we probably ever have been in our lives. And so, that first time I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll come back. And then the second time I went, I had an amazing experience. That it was, you know, uh, you could call it the heart chakra, you could call it the heart, something happened. And I believe it was God that came through and opened my heart. And I've never been the same since, honestly. It changed me instantaneously. But I was thinking, right? My brain was constantly going. But I was thinking about things from my past, from when I was a child. I'm like, I'm never going to relax like this. This is crazy. Like, I'm laying there thinking, this is crazy. No, she was here and she gets here and then she goes down to above my heart. And that's when I started thinking, like, I'm never going to relax like this. This is crazy. I shouldn't even be here right now. My mind is just racing. And I'm playing things in my head like a movie. And then, boom, you know, she heard a pop. I heard a pop in my heart. And this, like, this faint light flooded my head. And I've never been the same since. I just cried everything out. And I barely think about any of that stuff at all anymore. And if I do, it definitely doesn't hold that force of anger that I felt at that moment when I was receiving hands-on healing. You know, I was feeling desperate and angry and frustrated and, you know, sad and lost. But since then, I don't have that anymore at all. I can think about things and I can feel sad about it, but I can also, you know, in the next moment, let it go. And I had carried things for years into that one moment. You know, I had baggage that you couldn't even imagine carried into that one moment. And that one moment changed my entire life. It changed me entirely. So that's why I believe, and, you know, there's so much work online and scientifically that that supports this and supports even remote healing, countries away. It's intent, it's energy, it's God, which controls all, right? God controls the the all. You know, He controls the energy. So it's all of that coupled together. That I mean, you can do it over the computer. You can do it remotely. You can do it hands on in an office setting. So I think if you're having a hard time, if you're stressed out, if you're wanting change in your life and you don't really know where to start, a good place to start is to seek out some healing, seek out some true hands-on healing. And but again, please look for people that share your same beliefs religiously. And if you don't have any religious beliefs, seek out someone that you resonate with the most. Okay? So until next time, keep healing.